I love to live in Florida, and in particular, the Sarasota area. But after living here for 30 years, there's some things that I've found that are pretty awesome, and there's a few things that I find really annoying. So in today's video, 5 great things about living in Sarasota and 5 things that are not so great. Hi, I'm Jill Thomas, and each week I bring fresh, new content, new videos about moving to Sarasota, living here in Florida, and everything real estate. So be sure to tap that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and keep on watching. All right, here we go. Here are 5 things I love and 5 things I hate about living in Sarasota. And at the end, I've got one really big bonus pro that most people don't think about offhand. So be sure to stick around for that one. Pro number 1 is our weather. It is glorious. We have sunshine almost 365 days a year. Gone are the times of when you count how long it's been since you've seen the sun when you live up north. And right now it's January. I don't have the air on or the heat. And I would say, it depends, each year is a little different on how cold it gets, but I would say I have the heat on maybe 5, 7, 10 times during the year. So it keeps the electric bill really low during those winter months. It's awesome. And honestly, we become such sunshine snobs that if we do have a cloudy day, we really embrace it. It's like, oh, it's cloudy out. We like this. It's kind of cozy. So it's wonderful. And then of course, because of our gorgeous weather, all the sunshine and the rain we get, everything stays pretty green all throughout the year. So that's really, really nice. I love it. Okay, point number 2 is a con. And actually this con is our weather. Okay, first of all, it can get really hot and humid and sticky here, especially during the summertime. If you wear glasses, you can go from your nice cold car with the air conditioner outside, your glasses steam up. That's a really normal thing. In the summertime or when it's really humid out, it's harder for me to do my hair. It takes forever for me to dry it because it's pretty thick and get it straightened. So I like this time of year because it's a little bit easier for me to take care of my hair. Although I will say that even though this isn't our humid time of the year, yesterday I was out showing condos on Siesta Key. It was a beautiful day, not warm, not cold, but I had to wear my face mask. We're walking around a lot outside looking at the water, and here I am, breaking out from that because of that heat. So it's not fair because I feel like I'm too old to have both wrinkles and acne, but it's just the way it goes sometimes. Then also we do have a rainy season. In the summertime, it will rain really hard every afternoon, anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour. So sometimes you get caught in that. If you're in the grocery store, you're at Publix, and all of a sudden you hear that rain hit the roof and you think, ugh. So you either try to kill a little bit of time inside the store or you have to make a run for it when it's pouring down rain. And then there's also sometimes little pockets, little intersections where it puddles up, it floods pretty well during that time, but the rain goes away just as quickly as it comes. So it's not a forever thing, but it's just something that we have to deal with. It's that heat, humidity, and then the rain. Number 3, a pro, it's our beaches. Of course, we're known for our beautiful beaches. Between Sarasota and Manatee Counties, there's probably a dozen different beaches you can go check out, and each one is so different. We've got Siesta Key that's known for its powder white sand, but then Venice Beach is known for their shark's teeth. Some beaches are better to fish from. There's one beach that's dog friendly. So I recommend that you check all of them out, find your favorite, and then you know which one you want to go to depending on your mood and what you want to do. Number 4 con is our traffic. Sometimes our traffic can get a little rough, especially during season, January, February, March, sometimes April. But what happens is you need to learn those traffic patterns and when's the best time to come and go and what streets tend to bottleneck. I used to work on St. Armand's Circle, and I knew that during season, if I didn't leave the office like around 3:30, I would try to stick around till about 5 or 5:30, because otherwise I'd spend about 30 minutes sitting on the Ringling Bridge. Now I have a girlfriend that grew up in Fort Lauderdale, and when she moved here, she felt like she was living in the country in comparison. So maybe the traffic won't be so bad to you. I say in the end, we don't have to spend time shoveling snow, shoveling our driveway, scraping ice off of our car. So if I have to sit in traffic for a little bit here and there, I'd rather do that than deal with the ice and snow. Number 5 pro is our arts and culture. The Sarasota area is really known for this, and there is something for everyone. Between art shows, our farmers market, the ballet, the symphony, the opera house, and my favorite, live performances. I love going to the theater. I can't wait for COVID to be over so I can go back and seeing shows. And there's really something for everyone in terms of budget, because not everybody can afford a $100 ticket to go see a show, but we have several local players theaters where you can see a really cool show for $25, $30. It's really just a lot of fun. I love being here and being a part of all of that. Number 6 is a con, and those are hurricanes. People ask me about hurricanes all the time. Now, I know I already mentioned weather, but I think these storms get their own category. They're worthy of that. Now, the Sarasota area is not known for getting direct hits from hurricanes. I think it's been about 100 years since that's happened, but it doesn't mean that we can't get a hurricane. So I don't want you to think that that will never happen here. Now, what happens though is when there are hurricanes that come through Florida, what we do get though is when storms come through, we usually just get the outside of the hurricane farther out, or we experience tropical storms, tropical depressions a lot. So what all that means is higher winds, flooding, maybe tree branches come down, and some trees do come over. People will experience some roof damage or maybe damage to their pool cages. Things like that is what we see. And then also, it's not unusual for power to go out here and there. So a lot of people will invest in generators. Now, when Hurricane Irma came through a few years ago, I stayed at my parents' house because their home is a lot newer than mine, so I felt safer just being with them. They don't have a generator, and their electricity did go out for less than 24 hours, and the same thing at my home as well. So the next morning after the storm, we were desperate for coffee. Every place is closed. It's not like you can just drive through McDonald's to purchase a cup of coffee. So what we did is revved up the grill, put a pot of water out there, heated that up, took the coffee pot out there, put the coffee grounds in the basket, and steeped it ourselves. We just did it ourselves, and we survived. Because the Thomas family, we need our coffee. But otherwise, it's just one of these things you just sort of deal with, you live with it, and you learn to work around it and pray that everybody stays safe. So hurricanes is number 6. Number 7 pro is all of our nature. Now, I already mentioned the sunshine that keeps everything green almost all year round. We have awesome tropical plants. There's almost always something in bloom. And even our annuals act a little bit more like perennials. One year I bought some red geraniums, put them in big pots out in front of my house. They were gorgeous. Well, I bought them in the fall, and they were still alive and blooming and doing well all the way till like maybe the next, I think, June or July. Now the heat, the front of my house faces west, so it gets beat up pretty well by the sun. So I couldn't keep up with watering them. They didn't survive for a solid 12 months, but a really long time. So that is so much fun. And then we also have beautiful birds like sandhill cranes and egrets. There's some areas where you'll see little parrots flying around. And people just always, when they come down, besides commenting on the beaches and the sun, they always talk about the wonderful landscape and all of our nature. All right, number 8 con is actually the opposite of our number 7, and again, that's our nature. Okay, so there's a lot of things down here I don't care about in terms of nature. I love all the plants, I love the fun animals, but there's some animals I don't like at all. And so here they are. First of all, we have these lovely little creatures called palmetto bugs, and that's a nice way of saying cockroaches. And they can be everywhere. It doesn't matter how clean your house is. So when I have people come down to look at homes, especially if they've been vacant for a while, they will really flip out if they see dead cockroaches or dead palmetto bugs in the house. But my dad always says, a dead bug is better than not seeing any bugs, because then at least you know that the home's been treated. So that's actually a good sign if you're in a vacant home and you see the dead bugs. Then another little thing we have are fire ants. And so they're different than your regular black ants. When these fire ants bite you, it burns like mad, and then they're really itchy. They're worse than mosquito bites, but they look like mosquito bites afterwards, but they can itch for a few days then. They really, really hurt. Now, when I first moved down here, my grandpa had me kind of scared, and I didn't really understand fire ants. He would just always tell me, stay out of the grass, you're gonna get bit by a fire ant. And so I was scared to walk through the grass. But really what you just need to do is look for the ant hills and just stay away from those. But some people are allergic to them. It can almost be deathly for them. And if you get bit by more than one at a time, it really, really burns and stings. So I don't like fire ants. You can treat your yard for that. There's poison you can put out, different things you can do to work with that, but watch out for them because they hurt. All right, the other thing I don't like are the snakes, and we have them all year round because it doesn't get cold. I don't know if snakes go into hibernation, but they're out all the time. So even just a few weeks ago, I had a snake on my lanai, just a harmless black racer, but I don't want them. I don't like them. And my dog was barking, and I could just tell by her bark that it was something different. I go and look, sure enough, there's a snake. So I just open the back door, get a broom, sweep it out, but I still don't like it. I know it's not gonna hurt me, but I don't care for it. And then also if you're doing yard work, just don't stick your hand in a bush or anything, because there could be snakes in there, and especially any poisonous ones. I've never seen a poisonous snake, but they could be around. So be careful for those too. And then of course we have alligators, and alligators can be anywhere. It's not like you see them all the time though, so don't think that every day when you open up your front door you're gonna have a alligator walking across the sidewalk, but they can be around in bodies of water. They're often on golf courses. That's where a lot of people see the really big ones. I like to go canoeing out in the Peace River. And the Peace River is loaded with alligators. They are all over the place. They're in the water, on the banks, and there's definitely more there than what you'd see with as you're canoeing down the river. But what happens is there's people that are on the side of the river, they're swimming, there's people fishing, there's people looking for fossils. They've got those screen shakers. They're always digging for fossils in there, and they're in there right next to the alligators. Now, I would not do that ever, but the people that are out there, you go, oh, there's an alligator right next to you. They're like, me. So more power to them, no thanks. I'll stay in my canoe, and that's about as risky as I get. Okay, and I already mentioned how everything always stays so green. It's beautiful, but you gotta pay a price for that. You've gotta maintain it. So you gotta keep your yard mowed, everything trimmed, looking nice. And then the other downside too is because we have this beautiful weather, there's almost always something in bloom. And it can really do a number on your allergies or your sinuses. I know back in the day, people would move down here for medicinal reasons, for health reasons, because it was healthier for them to be up north in the cold and snow. But don't think that just because you move down here, that some of these issues you might have up north are gonna go away. My sinuses right now are just playing a number on me. Oh my goodness, it's horrible. The last video I made, I forget what the episode number it was, 40 something, like what areas to live in Sarasota. I started making that video in the morning and I was feeling kind of okay. Well, then somebody was doing some tree trimming outside and I couldn't continue to record because my mic was picking up the sound. So I thought, okay, I had to go to an inspection down in Venice. Thought I'll start again this afternoon. But by then I was so exhausted from the sinus pressure. I was feeling horrible, but I had to press on. So through most of the video, my eyes are half closed. I looked really droopy. So when I edited the video, I just recorded, like I did the B-roll, I did like videos of the different areas. I just put it over myself through most of it because I looked horrible. So it's just something you deal with. It's better than dealing again with snow and ice, but it's really exhausting. And so if you do have allergies up north, you're gonna probably have allergies down here. So that doesn't go away. Number 9 pro is all of our sports. So if you're a sports enthusiast, this is a great area for you to live. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a sports enthusiast. So for me, this is me, I can live without it. But if this is your jam, if this is what you like, then this is a good area because just an hour north, we've got Tampa where they've got, of course, the Bucks, the Rays, and the Lightning. Great for professional. But then also we have, we're the home for spring training for the Baltimore Orioles, the Atlanta Braves, and the Pittsburgh Pirates in both Sarasota and Manatee Counties. So that's really awesome. I've had people move down here just so they can go to all the spring training games and watch the pros play. So that's kind of neat too. Then also in Lakewood Ranch, there's polo grounds, and then we've got Nathan Bedderson Park, which is an international rowing facility, and that's pretty neat as well. And then if you like to participate in sports, this is a great area because you can play all year round. There's leagues for soccer, for softball, I mean even shuffleboard, bocce ball, you can play tennis all year round, pickleball, all of those things. So that's pretty special as well. So if you're into sports, this is a really good area. Okay, number 10, our final con is road work. I can't believe that. It just feels like it's going on all the time and everywhere. Now, with all the new construction we have going on, I know that they need to improve roads, widen roads, improve the exits at I-75, so when you get on and off, it's a little bit more efficient and effective. And I know in the long run, it's a better thing, but it's super annoying in the meantime. And then even just regular road improvements, because that needs to be kept up. And I am appreciative that in Sarasota County, they do a really pretty good job of maintaining the roads, which is a good thing, but it's annoying in the meantime. And it also feels like they start these big projects at the beginning of season, like in January or at Christmas time. I don't understand why they don't wait until after Easter to start some of these things, but nobody asked me, I'm not in charge, so I'm sorry, I can't control that. But yeah, road work is pretty annoying. Okay, here is our bonus point, our bonus pro. The pro of pros, a huge pro. I think it's just something that gets overlooked or understated all the time, and that is Florida does not have any state income tax. That could be a huge savings for you, and Florida's a pretty business-friendly state as well. So if last year you learned that you're able to work remotely, then maybe moving to Florida and making it your homestead is a good fit for you. It's a good move for you right now, because you're going to save a ton of money in not paying those state income taxes. I've also had people who own businesses that have bought properties down here and have relocated the headquarters to Florida just to save on money. And so there's things you need to do. You need to consult with like your accountant or some type of financial planner. Just don't make a huge move based on my few words here, but it's something that's definitely an option that's worthy of looking into. So no state income tax. So there we have it, some 5 pros and cons of living in Sarasota. What do you think of my list? What did I miss? What do you love the most about this area, or what don't you like about this area? Of course, it's not for everybody. And I know that Sarasota is not exclusive to cockroaches, snakes, and traffic, but I want to make you aware that all these things, everything I mentioned is here, and they're here in abundance. So just wanted you to come with your eyes wide open when you're thinking about moving to this area. Well, I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much. Don't forget to tap that subscribe button and keep on watching. Thanks so much.